Some of our goals out here living and traveling on a boat are to find fun empty surf, catch our own food, and explore what's under the water's surface.
Blackfish. Nice.
Are you sure?
Yep.
And today we do all of that and a lot more in the ABC Islands of the Caribbean.
Okay, we are officially on our way backwards to Bonaire. We got like a very, very, very rare weather window with no wind. We were dreading heading back because normally the winds are right on our nose, hard, like 15 to 20 and 4 to 5 foot seas, and that just isn't fun. Lots of just like banging into it, but no wind today. We can just motor, make water, charge the batteries, and get there in half a day. So we got very lucky. And in case you missed it, the last video, the reason we are going back to Bonaire is because we have some of our best friends meeting us there, Shelby and Michael, who you have met before. We also have family coming to visit us in Colombia for Thanksgiving. So if we waited in Bonaire the whole time for Shelby and Michael, then we would have missed Curacao on our way to Colombia because we were going to be in rush. So we figured we had a couple extra weeks. We might as well skip Bonaire for now because we're going to come back to it, check out Curacao, do everything we want to do there, and then head back so we can do both places. And I'm glad we did. It worked out really nice. I'm so glad we stopped in Curacao. A beautiful island. It's still so weird to me that we're in the Caribbean. We literally just left like the tropical rainforest of Grenada and went 3 days to the desert of Curacao, where it's not like islandy vibes, it's more like Europe, and yeah, it's pretty much Europe rather than like feeling like you're on an island, which was wild. But beautiful, food was really, really good. Now time to see Bonaire.
Always looking for surf. Looks like there could be a wave potential right there, but like that right looks pretty soft. It's just kind of peeling along the shore. Kind of looks a little sketchy though, and it looks like the waves are breaking like right in front of the rock. I don't know, it looks surfable, but I don't know if you want to fall.
There's a lot of people on that island.
But apparently it clears out in the evening, but we can't really stay through the evening, right? We checked out and you have 24 hours to leave Curacao once you check out, kind of pushing that that time frame a bit. So definitely can't stay here overnight. Would be, maybe you could and just fly the Q flag, and if you didn't go on the island, maybe you'd be all right. But I think we might be able to stop and just go to shore if we wanted to, but Bonaire is right over there, although we can't really check into Bonaire until tomorrow because it's Sunday. It's going to be Sunday afternoon by the time we get there. Probably not going to be open. And there's some surf potential. I think we should try the surf.
Like if you get it when it starts there.
Wow, that's beautiful. I think we might have to surf. Like if you fall, you're screwed. You're going right into that iron, what do they call it? Iron shore? But if you stay in the shoulder and you don't fall, you're fine. Just don't fall. Looks so fun. I paddled up to the peak. I've been watching it for a while. It looks like there's plenty of room between where the wave breaks and the shore, as long as you don't fall, and plenty of shoulder too. So if I can get on the wave early and just get on the shoulder and just ride along the shore, I'll be perfectly fine all the way from the peak here. Definitely don't want to catch that one. Here we go.
Water just went straight up my nose. We just caught a wave, then got stuck in the inside, and somehow he came out without his shirt on.
I got my shirt ripped off.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
We've surfed in some clear water before, but I think this is the clearest water we've ever surfed. Takes me a while to get used to being comfortable enough to go on waves when it's a new spot, but I got there. Now we're good. There's my girl. There's my girl. Hi, I missed you. I missed you. You did a good job guarding the boat. Yeah, you did a good job.
We just had an incredible session out here. We're always on the lookout for surf. It's way harder than you might think, than I thought, trying to find and get to surf by boat. I think because generally you want your boat in like a secure, safe, protected place, and surf is always like not in a protected place, right? It needs to be exposed to the open ocean for the swells to come in. And sometimes it lines up and you could be in a spot where you can access it by dinghy, or a spot like this where you can just anchor outside a break. This is nowhere on our radar. I just thought that there might be surf on this island somewhere with this swell coming in, because it's completely open to the Caribbean Sea, and I knew there was a swell coming in. So it's tough and frustrating to find surf, but when we do, especially when we find a spot like this where it's not marked, it's not talked about, we just find it. It's really, really cool, really fun, just like that extra bit rewarding. We're going back to Bonaire, obviously, and we're going from west to east, which is against the typical trade winds, but we've been keeping our eye out, and luckily we found this weather window where there's been a few days of just completely calm wind. We have maybe 5 to 10 knots. We're on the back side of it, so you're not gonna be able to see a break, but look at that, wow. Just lining up. Yeah, we have maybe 5 knots from the east when it's typically 15 knots. In the winter, it's even more, 20 plus knots. Just every day, always from the east, with the associated swell with that wind. So really good that we kept our eyes peeled and we got these lucky few days, and we're going, you know, directly to the east, and we don't have to get completely smashed by motoring straight into 20 knot winds with 5-foot short period swell. So we got another 25 miles to get to Bonaire. We're gonna go, we'll get there this evening, and then we'll check in tomorrow morning. And we're about to get the lines out right now, try to catch ourselves some fish.
Tuna? Did they come off?
Yeah, I don't even know if they've actually come. So coming up to a full moon, I think, and we're like on this deep ledge, so hopefully maybe a wahoo. I see some other boats, looks like they're wahoo trolling around here too. Some like center console, so maybe we'll get one. I'm pretty sure this is a long line buoy. It's got AIS actually on it, so we can see it on AIS. Might even have a satellite tracker on it. Probably marks the end of a long line with a bunch of hooks on it, like probably pretty deep under the water. We're not gonna get too close, and it's probably running with the wind, so we're definitely gonna turn here and not get too close, but just wanted to kind of check it out. It's pretty cool, just being out here in the middle of the ocean. I spotted it from like a mile away, and I was like, what is that thing? And then I even saw it on AIS. I was like, oh, a fishing buoy, it says. Actually, I could have been wrong on that, because on the buoy itself, I couldn't get it on camera, but it says FAD, F-A-D, which stands for Fish Aggregation Device. So it might just be a buoy that's just anchored out here or floating out here, just in the middle of nowhere.
Hey.
Oh, we got a fish. What is it? Yeah. Fish aggregation device.
It just came off.
You think, could it have been a small wahoo?
It felt very small.
And it just came off, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what I did wrong.
I'm sure it wasn't you. I saw a depth reading of 150 feet when we were close to it, but I don't see that on the chart, so I'm not really sure. We're gonna circle back around and check it out, see what's going on. See anything on it? I think I see, I see the line. I mean, it looks pretty new, like it hasn't been out here for a long time. There's something on it.
Barracuda?
Slow it down.
Wahoo? Oh no, it was on the big fluffy thing.
Yeah.
So it might just be that barracuda.
Yeah. Nothing's jumping. Mahi maybe?
It's green. No, that's just the
Oh, tuna maybe. Yeah, blackfin tuna.
blackfin. Nice.
Are you sure?
Yep.
That's a big blackfin, huh?
Yeah, nice.
Are you sure it's not like a big eye or anything? It does look like
I mean, he's got different markings, so maybe.
And the eye is huge. Isn't that much bigger than a... That's wild he went after this one.
That was pretty cool, huh? Right by the buoy, like 2 minutes away. Never complained about a tuna. That is for sure.
Almost there. I'm going to check in.
Okay, we're officially checked in. We have our rental car. Initial thoughts, I love Bonaire. It's so cute and clean and everyone's in the water, everyone's diving, and everything just seems a little bit more like easier to get to via like the boat and the dinghy and walking, whereas in Curacao you had to like take the bus to get to the main city, or your options were just really much more limited in Spanish water. So I really like Bonaire.
We have a little bit of time before our friends arrive, and I'm going to use that time to try to complete a boat project that's been on the list for a little bit.
No, I've got to stay up there. I'm trying to make breakfast. You're moving things behind me. I'm gonna touch the oven. I'm gonna burn myself. Jetty wants to be down here.
Jetty just wants to be.
I burned the bacon. I burned the toast.
Sarah makes delicious stuff from the kitchen, but she always has a very tough time in the kitchen. There's always at least one yell or...
All our ovens full.
And Jetty wants to be wherever we are, so she's crowding the space down here. And we're in the starboard hole because the boat work never ends, and we have to do something down here. I'll show you. So right here is our alternator, our high output, that's this one. We have two alternators, a regular alternator like every engine has, and then our high output alternator, which puts out 120 amps or is rated for 120 amps for our lithium battery system. And this solenoid is connected to this high output alternator. I don't know if solenoid or relay is the correct term for this. I think it might just be relay. Anyway, so I was a little confused of what exactly the purpose of that relay was until we started to notice that obviously the housing of the relay was warping, obviously due to heat, and then the relay itself was looking very deformed. Now this happened a few months after we got the boat, and our last warranty period when we were in Florida, the global service manager swapped it out. He swapped the whole housing and the relay itself out with a new one. Within another, I don't know, month or so, we already saw signs of the new one warping, the housing warping first, and I took the cover off, and the relay itself looked okay. But then a little bit later on, upon further investigation, the relay, like under the label, you could see the relay itself was deforming also. So we're trying to figure out why that was happening. Seawind didn't know. And then with the help of Mastervolt and them diagnosing it, we figured out what was going on. But first off, what is the purpose of this relay? So for this high output alternator to work, when the engine's on, it wants to provide energy to the house lithium battery system, the Mastervolt lithium batteries. In order to do that, it needs a voltage sense wire from those batteries to the alternator, so we could sense the voltage and then supply the appropriate amount of energy. Now, we could have a wire connected directly to that alternator always. If there's a wire that's constantly connected to that alternator where it needs to be, supposedly that's bad for the alternator. Like, it could be connected for a few minutes or seconds or whatever before the alternator turns on, and that's okay, but any more than that, for some reason, I don't really fully understand why it's bad for the alternator. So what they needed to do, and part of the system, is to only have that wire connected from the house batteries to the alternator when the engine is on. And the way they did that is just using the engine ignition system through a relay. So when the ignition system turns on, then it closes the circuit of this voltage sensing wire, and then it's connected. And then when the ignition system is off, now this house bank to alternator connection is off, and it won't harm the alternator. There are probably other ways to connect, like a lithium house battery system. Like, you could probably go through the start battery and then use like some sort of DC to DC charger, and I believe that's how we had our old system set up on Adrenaline. It was something like that, but this is just another way. It's been working great, so no complaints there. But what's happening is this style of relay, or solenoid, again, I don't know what the appropriate term is, we found out with the Master Vault tech as we were trying to diagnose what was going on, why it was getting so hot. I thought it was just lack of ventilation in the engine compartment. The whole engine compartment is really hot, which it is pretty warm. But again, with the help of this Master Vault tech, we determined that actually no, that relay itself is getting really warm over a long period of time of running the engine, just because there's a constant power to it, and it's a style of relay that causes heat with that constant power. Again, this is getting outside my understanding of why that is, but the answer is to use this style of relay instead of that style of relay. I think it may be because this is more of a mechanical like relay, and that's why it's called a solenoid. I'm probably butchering all this at this point. This is just a relay. Is it a solid state relay? I don't know. So we finally figured that out with the Master Vault tech, and then Seawind sent us this like retrofit kit, one for each engine. So we just got to take off this relay and housing and replace it with this relay and housing, and hopefully everything works still and it doesn't get too hot and doesn't melt. That's what we're gonna do. Pretty simple. Alright, so I just ran the engine, just tested it. Everything seemed to work as normal. Definitely got a little bit of a belt squeak, which I just tightened the belt, so I don't know why we're getting that belt squeak. Everything seems to be working, except this relay is still getting really warm. So I just ran the engine at idle for like 20 minutes, and it's already at just about 58 degrees Celsius, and the surface right next to it is at 45 degrees Celsius. We put that in Fahrenheit. That's so the relay is getting to 136 degrees Fahrenheit, and the bulkhead is 112 degrees Fahrenheit right next to it. So that seems really warm to me. I don't know why I don't know if it's supposed to be getting that warm or not. I followed the directions to a T. I'm going to just retrace these wires, or at least maybe use a continuity on the multimeter, just to make sure that they're going where the directions say they should be going to, and just confirm that, and then I'll report back to Seawind and Master Vault and see what they say.
What you said earlier
About what?
about making them a sign.
We're gonna make them a sign that said, Shelby, Michael, their names. We hope your stomach ache feels better. Do you want to explain?
Yes, I do. Their flight was super delayed today because one of the toilets in the plane was clogged, and it took like hours for someone to come and unclog it. So we thought that sound would be funny. Billy's idea. But we're at the airport to pick them up.
Which car you guys got?
Is that your friend?
It's been a while.
Hi, lady. Hi, girlie. I know.
Hey, Jody.
Oh, hi. Oh.
Okay, we woke up today with guests.
Hello.
Sometimes you really just need a hug from your best friend. And we are so happy that they are here. We're going to find some free diving spots and we are fishing on the way. So cross your fingers.
We want a tuna.
We want a tuna.
Jackie really wants a tuna. It's her
There you
favorite.
go, all the gear out. What do you got going on over here?
I'm making a hand. I'm trying to make a hand line. Again.
Have you told them about our handline woes?
What's our hand line woes?
They always break and snap back or we lose the fish.
Yeah, because it's a really thin bungee. Now we finally got a proper hand line bungee.
The fishing master has returned.
No. Yeah, we
In the
got
past.
stuff on that one. Really doing really sketchy stuff.
Right.
Because if that breaks, I'm getting whipped with the.
You're gonna knock your teeth out.
Rubber band.
Can you please be careful?
I put towels on it to dampen it.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side, our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we
Isn't it so pretty?
Oh my goodness, beautiful.
call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times,
We really love this lifestyle, but there are a lot of times where we miss a conventional lifestyle too, like having friends and family close by, maybe just a quick drive away. Yeah, friends and family can come and visit, and we can fly to visit them too, but all that comes with a lot of obstacles. For example, we're at the age now where a lot of our friends have young children, and as cute and loving as Jetty appears, she is not a fan of strangers and especially young children. With them around, there is the strong possibility that she would bite a child, which eliminates the reality of them staying on the boat to visit. There are other obstacles as well, like time and location. The famous saying that most sailors use when inviting people to visit is, you can pick a time or a place, but you cannot pick both. We bend that rule a bit, but it remains true that because our current location is dictated by short-term weather windows and longer-term seasons like hurricane season, and most other people's schedule is dependent on work and a lot of vacation time, it's difficult to line up times and places for visits. Lastly, some of our friends and family just aren't boat people, which makes staying on the boat difficult for them. Although, I will say that in general, this boat has been amazing for having the ability to have guests stay over in comfort, and to be able to have the comfort that we do with guests on board on a catamaran under 40 feet is really special. When we do have the opportunity, like we do now, to have good friends visit who enjoy this lifestyle about as much as we do, we really cherish it.
Which one's gonna help us